TV, you are now live.
Good evening and welcome to Real World News TV. I'm your host, Chara and Tappin, and joining me this evening is my co-host, Reggie Kearney, the editor-in-chief of the Urban Sentinel, and our illustrious producer, Toni Breedlove. Tonight we have a fairly broad topic to discuss, looking at last week's events and going back in time, thinking about things from the point of Clarence Thomas and the debacle that was the Anita Hill case, to the Bill Clinton scenario, Bill Cosby, and then leading us all the way up to Brett Kavanaugh. Following that will be our discussion about the MeToo movement and the disparity of justice that we see between how victims of sexual harassment, rape, and abuse are treated across the borders, as well as the disparity in terms of treatment of people of color, whether they're victims or the perpetrators of sex crimes. Good evening, Reggie, Toni. How are you?
How you doing?
Me too.
Good.
Me too.
How you doing? I had said I was not gonna stay, but
how could you not stay for this show?
I don't want to cuss tonight. I'm trying to be
it's the
good.
perfect. Look, if he can say boofing and whatnot, you can cuss. Okay, so we're expecting it. It's a BFOQ requirement for this.
I think
discussion.
I think I'm gonna go out and abuse a few guys, knowing that 30 years from now I'll be too old to care.
So, what are your thoughts about Bill Cosby? His arraignment and being sentenced to jail, 3 to 10 years, 3 to 8 years? Reggie?
3 to 10 years. I mean, he did the crime, got to do the time. I mean, you can't get around it, okay? I mean,
he admitted to it.
A lot of people out here have a lot of sympathy for him. They're upset with the judicial system, but I mean, you got to look over the number of years he did it. I mean, you're talking about from the 60s
serial
on up to 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he was like in his late 70s when he did it on this person that this lady he just went to court for, so it's been a lifetime. So he had to pay a price, okay? That's just the bottom line of it, okay? Anytime we do something out of the ordinary, a crime, we got to suffer the consequences.
Yeah.
The problem I have is that when it comes to the sentencing of offenders, regardless of what the situation may be, you find that black men are dealt more harshly with than their counterparts in the white community. Men of color, I really think we are dealt harsher with than Hispanics or Asians. We feel the wrath. When you look at what Bill Cosby is going through, it's almost like a lynching without being lynched, okay? I say that because the previous district attorney, had closed the case out and had sealed it, and it was a done deal. He felt like it wasn't enough to go forward with to prosecute him. The books had been sealed on it, the court documents. But then the guy who did it this time, the DA, that's what he campaigned on that's the only thing he campaigned on, to open back up that case. He had a fixation with making sure that Bill Cosby got convicted. So I think with that scenario and with the women supporting that scenario, this is what you end up with, okay? But what can you say about the punishment? Is it the right punishment? Is it the wrong punishment? It's just because when you look at the number of white guys who have done this and haven't been convicted, and basically they got off with a slap on the wrist, or they were charged, they paid civil penalties to the person whose lawsuits, you got something to think about. You look at the quarterback of the Pittsburgh Steelers, okay, accused of rape, the number of young ladies, I think it was 2 or 3. Nothing happened to him. The young ladies, they prosecutors come out because Ben was this big time football player, came out and said it wasn't not enough evidence. So look at Charlie Sheen. Is Harry Weinstein, is he gonna get convicted? I don't know.
Or the dentist recently, who went to trial for raping a woman while she was under anesthesia, and a doctor did the same thing as well. And they both are getting off without any time. It'll be interesting to see in this state, this district attorney who ran on reopening the books and convicting Cosby, if he has as firm a stance when similar situations or cases arise.
Right.
You know, while you were speaking, one thing that came to mind very clearly is that we don't get the boys will be boys excuse. You never hear that, because men of color are never considered boys. They're always considered men, whether 11 or 12.
Well, they're considered boys when it is relative to disrespecting them as men.
Oh, that. Yeah. Well, yeah. If you want to disrespect a person of color, you call them a boy. But if you want to hold them accountable at the age of 10 or 11, they're a man.
But they see us as predators. You know, that's the thing. They see black men as predators. You know, you can have a PhD, you can be Obama, and they'll still see you as a predator. Okay, that's how they view us. You know, so I mean, we do feel the brunt of the criminal justice system. That's why it's an out call for prison reform. Yeah, because we don't get sentenced fairly. You know, and we don't. You know, like I said, don't get me wrong, ladies. Bill Cosby had to pay a price. You know, but what type of price is that to pay? You know, as far as sentencing, that's what I'm talking about. When you got these white boys out here doing everything they want to do. Here we're going to have a Supreme Court Justice, Kavanaugh, Kavanaugh, I can't pronounce
Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh.
Or Kavanaugh, as I like to say.
Okay, I care not. I care not about you. Is going to become a Supreme Court Justice.
No, he's not. Bite your tongue. It's not going to happen. It can't happen.
They don't care. They reward a fool for being a fool, okay? They don't care. If they really care, then this would have ended last week with Ford's testimony, okay? It would have been the end of it. But you got McConnell, he's riding high and he's determined to make this guy a Supreme Court justice.
Him and Graham.
Yeah. So what are you sending? What message are you sending to young people if they elect him? You can do anything you want to do. You can still get the job you want. You can go out and rape a lady. You would still get the job you want.
I don't think we can hear you, Tony.
Yeah, we can't hear you, Toni.
Yeah, no, it's really insane. While Toni's getting her mic back up. The other thing that I found very interesting about this case, obviously, is they clearly learned some lessons between the Anita Hill hearing and this one. But there's also very striking differences as well. One, you have an African American woman, and the other, you have a white woman. I'd like to hope that they treated her as respectfully and with kid gloves as they did, because they learned their lesson. But there's also a jaded part of me that thinks that they would have treated her differently than they treated Anita Hill anyway. But, you know, I forced myself to watch that full, 3-hour hearing, and it was...
Well, you just caught the last 3 hours of it.
Oh, yeah, the last 3 hours, yeah. And it was riveting and horrifying. Even if you were to take this case out of the picture, if you were to remove the incident with Ford, true or not, let's put that aside for a moment. His behavior and his disrespect and his clear political demonstration of political leanings against the Democratic Party should disqualify him automatically. Welcome back, Toni.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now.
We can hear you now, AT&T.
God, we should get money for that.
Or Verizon, whichever one.
Yeah. So, what were you trying to say, Toni?
You know, when I heard you say, I can't hear you, my whole brain froze. So I lost it.
Oh, well, you'll get it back.
Oh, I know what it was. When Reggie had said that there is being a message sent out that, you know, to young people that they can do anything. Mm-hmm. No, the message is for certain young people. Mm-hmm. Okay. It's not for all young people. And I think we know for whom that is addressed. It's not for, you know, children who happen to be children of color. It's just not. It sends out a message that, yes, as long as, you've got money, your parents have money, and you have that entitlement attitude because you've grown up with money. You can do anything.
Yeah.
Of course, but not children of color.
Those women that were molested by Kavanaugh, and I believe that it's true. I think his character certainly doesn't make it seem as though he's incapable of it. And I agree with you, Brian. He is abhorrent. There must have been other women during that time that were impacted while attending that school, not just by Kavanaugh and his buddies, but by other students. And, when Reggie and I were talking about what all this means under the sort of umbrella of the MeToo movement over the last couple of years, and then watching Graham go off and the other senators go off during the hearing, it just sends the message that women are cattle, that we are property, and that these entitled men can do with us what they will, and we should shut up and take it and be grateful for it. Whether we look at the legislation about abortion, the legislation about rape and victims of rape and their rights, the parental rights of rapists to force women to bear their children, and these women should be grateful for it. I mean, the dialogue and the language across the board when it's about women is really disgusting.
It is disgusting.
And yet these are the same people who are saying we won't have Sharia law in this country. And it doesn't seem like they're going that far from that direction. It's just couched under the notion of evangelical Catholicism. And it's deeply concerning to me.
Well, that's one part of it, okay? The part about control of women and discounting women, okay? The second portion is you got a group of men who want to control the narrative of this country for the next 50 to 100 years, okay? That's really the bottom line of it, okay? Yes, welcome to my buddy, Ron Charles. He's the black militant of this area, okay? So he'll be posted a lot. And like you said, 53% of white women voted for Trump. But they're trying to make create a narrative that will keep this country in the Republican hands until the Lord comes back, okay? Until the world comes again. That's what they want. They want to stamp this. Democrats and liberals and left-wingers are considered the devil. And that's how they paint us. I mean, you see that guy, whoever he is in the White House, he'll stand right in front of you and try to make a play on saying, hey, Democrats, hey, they want to do a little something. They want to slow this down in a very mild way, okay? But he'll get on the campaign trail and get into one of those little convention halls that are 25% filled because they never show the back. They always just show the front, and that's how they stage it. Or he'll get in and throw a temper tantrum like he did last night in Tennessee, and also last week wherever he was. He literally trashed him and McConnell today, literally trashed the liberals, okay? But you have those idiots out there that really listen to him, and they feel like what they're saying is the gospel truth. Mm-hmm. And that's the game they playing. You know? And like I said, there's going to be a problem if we take back either the House or the Senate in November. It might not be too bad if we just take one. But if we take both, shoot, you better not let nobody know you're a Democrat in a red state. He might hang you. Mm-hmm. Okay?
Mm-hmm. It's the hypocrisy here is just unfathomable. You talk about them doing the devil's work. Meanwhile, it's the Republicans who are getting outed left, right, and center for doing stuff like Kavanaugh is being accused of.
Well, yeah, because if you can look back just near in the past, what was it, yesterday? Mm-hmm. He got in front of the camera. I mean, here it is. We are, as a country, watching Kavanaugh's life just totally dismantle, right? Mm-hmm. We are watching them try and push this person through to the highest courts of the land, all because he could not control himself, okay? And we don't know what he's doing as an adult. But all at the same time, you've got this man who was put in the White House standing in front of a microphone at a podium. He then calls on a reporter. And did you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
He calls on a reporter and says, she never thinks.
Yeah.
Well, you never think.
You're not thinking, you never do.
How fucking disgusting are you?
Bing, 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 bing.
No, I'm sorry. How disgusting are you?
Yeah, but they
Really?
supported that. I was looking at some of the comments posted online. They're like, he was right. She's disgusting. She wasn't asking the right questions and, pushing his buttons. So again, this goes towards women get what they deserved when they're mistreated or disrespected. And it's despicable. And this is coming from the alt-right that likes to claim the mantle of moral righteousness. It's just mind-boggling.
Yeah, well, Duran just said he just mocked Dr. Ford just a few minutes ago.
Doesn't surprise me.
They don't care. I mean, they don't care. So they're gonna reward this knucklehead for bad behavior, but we're gonna be as black men, we have to suffer the consequences of whatever we do. Like I said, the punishment is not the same for all the crimes. Okay, mm-hmm. That's just the bottom line of it. Okay. And we need real prison reform. We don't need Kim Kardashian and Ye or whatever his name is going into the White House and speaking for it. Okay, we need to take speech and make some real changes. Okay.
Well, he wants somebody dirty on the court. If he gets Kavanaugh, that's what he's got. He's got somebody dirty on the court.
They have an upcoming case. Deron says Abraham has dealt with a lot. I meant to being happy. It was a white woman this time.
I like Duran.
I think he's a black militant in this area. Okay? I have a special checking account for bail money for him.
I like him.
Look at his picture, and his shirt says Black AF. Okay, you can figure the rest of it. Okay.
Duran, you need to send me one of those shirts, brother.
But I'm surprised he ain't got a bad sheet on. But look, this is the thing, it's crazy out here. I mean, we are fighting and we're not winning, and that's why I say we got to take to the streets to get some things changed in this this country. He has his wife. She's over in Africa, in one of the shithole countries, visiting shithole countries. Okay. And like they say, what kind of message is he sending us? Right. First, he doesn't want to continue aid to African countries, but at the same time, his wife is going to promote her program, which is going to take money. So which way are they going? Okay.
Exactly. Pick a side. Yeah. Pick a side.
I suspect that they're there for other reasons. Now, I mean, there's not a whole lot she can accomplish, but a few years ago, there was a study showing how much money China made by investing in Africa. And this is while Obama was still in office. And I remember saying, and I think I said it during one of the shows, we are going to now see a resurgence of colonialism in Africa. Because there's still plenty of natural resources to be taken advantage of. So we're going to see more disease, more death, more mayhem as we support guerrilla warfare. And we're going to see more government intervention in Africa, as you know.
I don't think you will, because China is pretty much showing up. Like Nigeria, they control the gas and oil market in Nigeria. And I think what they're doing, yes, it's still going to be, the economy is not going to be where it needs to be in Africa, even with China being involved in it. But I think China's going to be able to exert enough control over those individuals, those politicians in some of those countries, where they would put back just enough money to keep people happy. Okay.
Well, Nigeria has always been different, though. They've always been a stronghold. They've had it together for a while compared to Botswana and some of these other countries.
Yeah, hit the internet, look it up. They got their foothold in China. I mean, in Nigeria, they drinking the oil and gas like it's beer.
Well, they are marrying more African women in China.
Yeah,
that's interesting. That's interesting.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Working the oil fields in Africa, marrying them. Some of them are taking them back to China where the parents can't stand the black woman.
Right.
And some of them are leaving the black woman and the baby in Africa and going on back. Okay, getting back to Brett Kavanaugh. I drink beer and I love to drink beer. Okay?
Beer?
Wait a minute. I'm going to read Duran's comment because I can't put it up because it'll cover our faces.
Okay.
But it says fears of the black racists have justified slavery. Dang, why you comment again? Now it moved on me. Fears of the black rapists have justified slavery and racist laws. Fears of brown rapists have justified mass detention. Fears of the trans rapist are used to push bathroom bills. When actual rapists are white, boys will be boys. As Chara has said, these people see rape as a class privilege. And that is something that, you know, I had talked about on Man-to-Man TV last week. And if you go back, that was just a part of the culture, raping. It was a part of the culture.
Raping men.
So why, yeah, men and women.
But they rape men, right? They will tie the men around on the ground in front of their wives and girlfriends and rape them.
Yeah. But look at it like this though. Rape was always a weapon. And they don't like anybody else using a weapon. They are the only ones entitled to use a weapon. So it's no surprise to me.
And look, and see, I'm glad my man is on here tonight because he's saying something that I've been saying.
You've been saying for a long time.
It's these new Negroes, and he spells it with a knee, grows, are pastors, okay? Like they said, they got a nice home, cars, and worship in mega churches. A black man was killed in his home in Bishop Jason Silent. That's the problem I have, okay? You know, here in Maryland right now, we got Ben Jealous and Larry Hogan running for office, okay? Now we have black pastors. I mean, I know they didn't say black, but they said pastors for Hogan. And I know a majority of them are black because they probably think they're going to get some money if Hogan gets reelected. That's the kind of BS that bothers me, okay? You know, I used to be a member of some of the ministerial associations. I don't even go to their meetings no more because the Negroes in there, they doing stuff and getting tied up in politics the wrong way. Because they think the white man going to give them a handout from the government offices and stuff. And that's what they're looking for. You know, and just it irks me and it bothers me. You know, and like I said, the other part that Ron said bothers me too, that we get into our neighborhoods, we're comfortable, we got our big cars and everything, and that's where life is. Okay?
Yeah.
I think if you take a poll, you can probably ask 50 African Americans about what's going on with the Supreme Court now. You might find 5 that can tell you the true story. Give you the whole picture.
See, that right there is disgusting to me.
Yeah.
That's disgusting. I don't know how anyone, no matter what the color is, can walk around daily and not be in touch with the system in which we live under. I think it's disgusting. It's disgusting, but especially for people of color. And the reason why is because then it answers truth to the stereotypes that we don't read. We are not informed. We don't want to learn anything. You know, we don't want to seek anything that is considered of higher education or learning. That just answers to the stereotype. And that's the part that makes me disgusted sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. I was having a conversation with my uncle, Pandy P, who's going to be starting his own radio station soon. And he was talking to some young artists, some rapists, and we were listening to a soundtrack. And I said, you know, it's really sad that all these guys are rapping about now is bitches and hoes and gats and whatnot. And he said he was having that same discussion with a young performer. And his answer was, well, that's where the money's at, you know, and that's just the way it is. And I'm like, it's the way it is because you let it be. It's like, we don't have any KRS-Ones or Public Enemy or, you know, Nas even, we're letting them dictate not only the means of our expression in art, but by distracting us with all this other nonsense, our willingness or interest to read and get involved in politics. I mean, where's the rapper that sings about current politics? We sorely need that right now.
Yeah.
Well, you got Common. Common does a good job of. You got to feel.
I don't hear much from Common.
But I don't. I don't hear that much from Common either.
Common's not common.
Yeah, you hear a lot from them, but I mean, these guys go in cycles. Okay, then the check, but it's all about the money. Okay, they can't make money talking about get out and get the vote. Okay,
Kendall's doing it. I'd say he's one that's doing it right now. Of
You
course,
know
I
what?
have a hard time understanding him, but if you read him, it's
But
profound.
and there's an interesting video that Nick Cannon did that I was just like floored with when I saw it a couple of months ago. But I'm going to post that. Let me find it. I'm going to post it on the page as you guys are continuing to speak. How's that?
Okay. Now, as Davon said earlier, the guy with the orange hair that's in the White House, he just mocked Dr. Christine Ford. He's at a rally in Mississippi. And TMZ says, Donald Trump was bitching about due process too, but just hours later made a mockery of his FBI investigation by essentially calling out Dr. Christine Blasey Ford as a fraud, okay? He said that he mocked at the rally and said that she belongs to a group of really evil people set out to destroy other people's lives, like Supreme Court Justice Brett. I do not care not about him. Trump was edged on by his Mississippi before. See, that's the problem I have. Excuse me, Lord. Excuse me, people who are laughing. But some of these white folks, they're crazy, okay? They're idiots, okay? Mississippi, MISSIPPI, crooked little IPPI, whatever how they spell, okay? You talking about evilness? They sitting down there egging on Orange Head to go to make fun of this lady, and this guy calls himself the president of the United States. Okay,
and they call themselves Christian.
Yeah,
and it's you can't point this out to them. But again, we don't count. So but what really disturbs me is, the whole thing disturbs me, but their women don't find this disconcerting. Parents,
come on, really?
Yes,
really? You know what? They don't find it disconcerting because you got Kavanaugh's wife sitting behind him during the hearing, and she looked like she was totally disgusted with him. Mm-hmm. However, that there's something going on in that household that she's not going to raise not one flag against him.
Yeah, well, she may have a lot more to lose, but your bumpkin family in Mississippi or wherever, they have children, they have daughters, they have nieces and nephews, and I said to somebody the other day when they were like, well, that happened 36 years ago. I said, if you were walking down the street and your mother pointed to somebody and said, that man attempted to rape me 30 years ago, would you blow it off? Hell no. You'd probably lose your shit and go after that person.
Right.
So why is this difference? And then they talk about ruining a man's life based on somebody's testimony. Emmett Hill, hello? Tyson, hello? It happens all the time. And this woman is a doctor. She's educated. And he lied through that entire hearing. He misquoted the letters from his peers. They said they don't recall. Not that they patently denied that it happened. Right. And her best friend said, I believe her. And now you've got a whole bunch of his classmates, also entitled individuals, I will add. So maybe they're writing out of jealousy, but they're coming out of the woodwork now and saying, look, this guy is lying. He was drunk off his ass, slobbering, stumbling. There's no way he didn't black out and blah, blah, blah. It should not take the FBI very long to find any abhorrent behavior on this man's behalf. He wouldn't even admit to writing his yearbook page, blaming it on the editors instead, as if they would select boofing and FFFF and Devil's Triangle on his behalf. Give me a break.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Looking at both of y'all.
Yeah, okay. This is driving me the wrong way, okay? Like I said, it's just like, they think it's fun and games, okay? This is not fun and games, okay? And that's how they're acting with this whole thing.
Okay, I'm trying to post this video. If you have a chance, go to, I'm going to post it right here. Oops.
And if it had been a black man, they would have been talking about lynching him. They wouldn't have even requested an FBI background. People in Mississippi and other states would have been on the warpath, especially if it was a Democratic judge in the chair.
You think? Okay, so this video is called Stand for What? By Nick Cannon. I'm trying to, I hate having to do this when I'm on air.
Mhm.
Okay, so if you get a chance, just take a look. But I just posted the link. All right, take a look. It's powerful.
I'll watch it.
It is powerful. You know, if you can just take some time to just listen to the lyrics, it'll make you think a whole lot different.
So do you think he's actually going to get pushed through?
No,
Yes.
I
They
don't.
don't. Why? They got a bad boy on the Supreme Court now. Okay.
No, because there is too much controversy behind this story.
Well,
Do you know what that will do?
they don't care. Why? They don't care.
It doesn't matter. They care to some extent. They care.
I'm gonna tell
They
you why
have
they don't
to care.
I'm gonna tell you, they should have disqualified him today when it came about that he was texting his friends before the
Ramirez
name even came out. He was already texting friends to try to make up a story. Gets up
That
there
right
today.
there.
Yeah, he gets up there the day of, and they ask him, "When did you find out about?" I found out about it when the New York Times printed it.
with a
Lie.
straight face.
Lie.
With a straight face.
And that's when they should have came out tonight, and said, "Look, this is over with. This is a done deal." But no, Mitch comes out. Mitch does, you know what comes out and says, "No, we're going to push this thing and confirm him by the end of the week." They're going to do it. They don't care. They don't care. When you got 53% of the women who still want to get grabbed by the P by Trump, they don't care.
I know, really.
Unless we go down there and Chara, I'm gonna say it again. Unless we go down there with our red cans of gasoline and burn down the Supreme Court.
Oh, jeez. No. Take Ruth out and a few people first, please. I agree with you that they don't care, but I hope that the amount of public outcry is sufficient to dissuade them from
block this.
I hope, because I remember I said it during the last show. It feels as though Trump, because he's been a little, like I said, a little flaccid in his support. You know, he's not as rabid as he usually is about it.
No, he's not.
And he backed down, and he says he wants the FBI. You know, first they gave him he said a limited list of people, limiting the scope of their investigation. Then he backpedaled out of that and says, I want a thorough and comprehensive investigation. Of course, all of that has to happen within a week. Although under normal circumstances, I would say it probably can't happen in a week. But Kavanaugh gave so much fodder during his hearing that I don't think it'll take them a week to get the information that they need.
No.
They said
I don't think, I think they're going to take the full week. And I really don't think that he'll be pushed through.
They don't need to prove that her allegations are true. They just need to prove that he lied during the hearing.
Lied. Exactly.
Repeatedly.
Exactly. Now, the only person that I can say that could be the problem is Graham. Graham is, oh God, I can't stand that man. Oh.
Breaking news. The FBI said they'll be complete with their investigation tonight. Okay.
No.
All right. So breaking
What
news.
they said for real, or are you just saying that?
No, they said it for real. It was on the news tonight. They said it'd be finished by tonight. Okay.
Well, again, it's just their findings. It's not a decision.
And that's right.
There's still hope.
You know where their findings are going in the trash can. But like Brian said, Flake is the key. But this is a problem. Flake may be the key, but you got some low-life Democrats in red states that's scared, like Manchi from West Virginia. They're scared if they vote against him, they're going to lose their seats. Okay? So you might pull 3 Republicans that won't vote for him, but you're going to have 3 Democrats that will vote for him.
So you've got 3 Republicans that won't vote for him. What's that? Durbin, White House. Yeah. And then you've got Booker, Harris. What was the name of that woman that he says, you know, have you ever blacked out too? She's not.
What's her name?
They have, what I said is they have 3 red state Democrats who are willing to vote for him.
Yeah.
Okay, because they don't want to lose their seat. So you might have 3 Republicans that say no, but you're going to have 3 Democrats that are going to replace him. That's why I said he probably is going to go ahead and get through it. Okay?
Oh my God. I can't even imagine
Do the math.
What this is going to do.
How many votes do they need?
It takes 70 days to get somebody through the process, okay? They don't want to go into the first of the year trying to get this process done, because if they go through the first of the year and they don't have control of the Senate, Trump would never get anybody in. That's why the push is to get this knucklehead in before November the 6th.
Look, if they could delay the process for 10 months during Obama's last term, then they can delay this as well.
They had but they had a majority. That's why they were able to do it.
Yeah.
They had a majority, so they didn't care. You're going to stop a man at 11 months and say he can't do something? Wait for the next president to come along? Come on, BS.
Disgusting.
Okay?
Disgusting.
They have control.
Yeah, it is.
Ruth better live, man.
No
Ruth better hang on. Take her vitamins.
Whatever
it takes. Whatever it takes.
She goes to the gym.
So I guess we'll be reporting next week on what happened.
Yeah. I can see him fighting the other justices in the Supreme Court, get mad, start fighting like a kid.
Well, I mean,
and then go out and have a beer.
Yeah, the man is so petulant. Maybe he'll give himself a heart attack. But
don't wish anything bad on nobody.
No. I said maybe he will. Not that I wish it on him. I wouldn't wish ill on many people. Some people. Yeah, some people it's a struggle not to wish ill on.
Yeah.
But
bring out the biblical side of it. You do have scriptures in the Psalms that allow you to put curses on people. Okay, so if it's God's will, he have a heart attack. So be it. Okay.
No, but he's got pastors doing their mojo to protect him from witches. So, for whatever it's worth.
Oh boy.
So we'll see. Because if he gets through, then the MeToo movement is a wash.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're right. Over.
It is.
You are right.
That's a shame, because we do have some individuals that are fighting hard for the cause, okay? But you have these Republicans, nitwicks, that are getting their way, and they got control of the airwaves, okay? I was in the gym this morning, and I was listening to our music, but I was looking at Fox and I was looking at MSNBC, and I'm saying the liberal stations carry both sides of the okay? They take the controversy along with the good. If you look at Fox News, they never take the controversy.
They don't.
Always in the news as being good, benefit them, okay? But you won't hear them taking, and I'm just using them as an example, you won't see them interviewing Louis Farrakhan on the Fox News network. You might
hell no.
Or Al Sharpton or somebody interviewing, but you won't see them, okay?
Well, let's stop calling it Fox News. It's Fox Entertainment. It is not news.
So
that's not even entertainment.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. They won't take on the controversy. They won't bring people over there that have a negative and get both sides. They only get one-sided, And that's what it is. Because you got these people that can't read past the 8th grade looking at Fox, and they believe everything they hear. I guarantee you could go on Fox and say the sky is falling, and them nitwits will go outside and look out the window, look at the door, and say, "Look at me." Fox said the sky is falling, and be trying to see if the sky is falling. And if a bird drops something in their face, they're gonna say, "Oh, Fox was right. The sky is falling." Did
you just call them nitwits?
Yeah,
several times.
I was stuck on that.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
Yeah. So we getting hung out here as black men, and white boys get to play and have a good time.
Yeah, like I said, it's entitlement and it's part of the culture. It's part of what they have brought to this country when they brought us here. That's the culture. So why would it be wrong for them? Why would it be wrong? They've done it forever. So what's the point of balking about it now, assholes?
My concern is, like I always say, for my children, my grandchildren, my great grandchildren. Okay, that they're able to survive this country, not the world,
Yeah.
just this country as they grow up, go on with their lives, that they be able to vote and be able to hold good jobs, okay? You know, and that's where I come from.
It's just all such a fallacy. It's a fallacy of democracy. It's a fallacy of equality.
So then what do we care when the opportunity for us to vote comes around? What do we care?
Oh,
And
well,
that's the
we
problem.
do, but we need to get everybody else to care.
That's the
the
problem.
But why would they if they continue to see people like us sitting here pulling our hair out?
Well, look, they spend so much money trying to send us this, subliminal message that voting doesn't count, right? And I'm not buying it, because if it didn't count, they wouldn't work so hard to
keep it going.
well, not just that, but they wouldn't work so hard to block our ability to vote.
Yeah.
They
That's
are
true.
working so hard to do that. So that right there is evidence alone that there still is power in the vote. And if we were to unite as a community, the entire diaspora, people of color, in this country, we could change things. We could affect the change. But so many people, they just get mentally lazy. They don't want to think past the indoctrinated message.
You know, if we can, hopefully those 150,000 Puerto Ricans that moved to Florida will make an impact on the elections in Florida in November. I think if that happens, I think you can start moving the needle here in America, okay? Because if they can make a difference in helping the black candidate in Florida, I think people will wake up and start seeing we can really make a change. If we can elect the lady out of Georgia, you're going to see change coming. If we can even elect Ben Jealous here in Maryland, you're going to see change coming. So there's opportunities out there for us to start moving the needle, okay? But it's going to take a long time to move that needle, okay? Until we can grab the White House back and clean Congress and Senate out of these idiots, Satan's imps, then we got a long ways to go.
Where's Olivia Pope when we need her?
I
said, where's Olivia Pope when we need her?
I don't know.
That's what I say. That's what I say. Olivia, we need you.
Come back. Come back.
So that's what we're dealing with, you know. That's what we're dealing with. We as black men still gonna suffer at the hands of the criminal justice system as long as we don't have representation to pass bills and things that take care of. Look at these sentencing guidelines. We're gonna suffer. Okay, as long as you got prison, for-profit prisons, we behind the 8 ball.
If we could alone get equal dispensation of justice and equal application of the laws, we'd be so much better off. But we don't have that. Even if you were to just that alone would resolve so many of these issues. But
frustrating.
Yeah, it's incredibly frustrating.
Maybe Ye and Kim Kardashian will get that done for us. Okay.
Oh, don't even get me thinking about Kanye and his statement about eliminating the 13th Amendment.
He doesn't know what the amendment is, okay? And what it
we don't want a Kanye discussion. We really don't want a Kanye discussion.
And what I can't understand, why do people go out and buy records from an idiot?
They're not even good anymore. I watched him on SNL the other night, and
I did too.
It was just so sad.
Because I was trying to figure out what that was I saw. The very first performance. I'm like, why do they have on soda cans?
It reminded me of that skit with Justin Timberlake, but at least Justin Timberlake had some talent and was entertaining.
Exactly.
This was sad.
I couldn't understand that.
Yeah. Okay, look, Halloween is coming up, so we got a show Tuesday night before Halloween. We all need to wear our costumes, okay, and be like Kanye, okay. Let's get a pair.
I'm not wearing a MAGA hat.
Water bottle costume.
Can't do it. Can't do it.
No.
You got
Darren was sending you a comment, Mr. Reggie.
In
about 10 minutes.
Personally, I muted that Negro 2 years ago. He wants attention and know him. He's off his meds, Deron. Give him a break. He's off his meds. Fool on TV today talking about he going to Africa for a sabbatical. Eat 5 meals a day, clean his system out, take his kids. Can you see Kim Kardashian over there in a weed hut for?
That's, it just keeps getting more and more ridiculous.
Well, it seems like they've all but abandoned him because you don't see them together anymore.
No, you don't.
She used to sort of mind him in public, but you don't see that anymore.
Yeah. So we've got. I mean, we as a race, as an African American race rise, we have a lot of work we got to do. But as I said last week, we need a leader to step up and say they're gonna make waves. Okay. Yeah. I mean, like I said, Louis Farrakhan, he says what he got to say. They can't stand him, but he speaks the truth, okay? Mm-hmm. He does, okay? He says,
I'm willing to stand up. Y'all vote for me.
And
done.
And I just
I'll
don't
run.
Know. Yeah.
Reggie, I'll run. Let's run on the same ticket.
Okay.
We can put our names. We can still put our name in that hat.
Oh, we got plenty of time.
We
do the Federal Election Board and apply, put his name in there.
Exactly.
I think you can see a lot of names. I think you will see a lot of names in the hat this time around.
Oh yeah.
So, you're gonna see a lot of names.
We could run.
Yeah.
I'll vote for you and you vote for me, and then we have Chara's vote. It'll be split.
And then whoever wins, just make sure you hook us.
Look, we can make
good federal job.
We can make Ron. We can make Ron
he had a communications.
Oh God! Just don't allow any matches in the White House. That's all I'm saying.
You can be the White House communications director.
Oh my God! Oh my gosh! Then I'll bring on D.L. Hughley as our Secretary of State.
All right.
Snoop Dogg, Secretary of Health, Education, and Welfare.
He said, just smoke one. Oh my gosh. Well, you guys are down on time. You guys ready to get out of here? You want to close it out?
Yeah, I think we're good. I'm Kavanaugh'd out.
Me too.
Ron posted something else, okay? Because, like I said, he is very pro-black, okay? And he had somebody post on the page today, a white person post on the page this. And this is what they said. And this is what he said he learned today. He said, I'm black, I'm a racist, I'm pro-black, I don't like white women, I'm a little too pro-black, I'm single-handedly running Charles County, Maryland, that's where we live. I'm more pro-black, I question the establishment, pro-black, I'm sexist, I'm pro-black. For the millionth time, I don't live in Charles County, Maryland. Did I mention pro-black? And then he goes on to say, August 6, 1965 was the Voting Rights Act, and outlawed the discrimination of voting practice, and he goes on, and how long he's voted and stuff, and we got to take that as some seriousness in that, if Brent gets in office, we're going to have a tough time voting. And I can see them, unless the Chief Justice is always that swing vote, they're going to, and Clarence Thomas ain't going to say jack about nothing.
You're not going to say shit.
Well, he did surprise us last year.
Yeah, we're going to be in trouble. You thought with Scalia dying that he might start saying something, but he's still not saying nothing. And
he's not going to say anything.
You have somebody who got to the point where he is because of affirmative action, and then he downplays it and says no need for affirmative action. Okay?
Right.
He's black, a black man, from Mississippi, but he cares not about his people, and that's where the real irony of everything is. We in trouble as an African American community. We are in trouble,
and women are in trouble too.
Realize it.
As then with Kavanaugh, women are in trouble as well.
And people don't realize that. Yeah. That's why he said you're going to have people on November 6th going to say, why should I go vote? They put Brent, if he gets, voted on, they put him on the Supreme Court. Why should I go vote? What does my vote mean? Yeah. You got Republicans controlling things the way and running things they want. You look at the man who's supposed to be president, and you look at the backdrop of that Rose Garden interview yesterday. Not one single person of color was standing behind him.
Nope. And then
Obama
I have a habit of noticing that a lot lately.
Yeah. Obama was scared. He had to have a mixture. I don't care. If I had been the first black president, everybody standing behind me would have been black. I had about 2 or 3 whites, the rest of them been black, okay?
In dashikis.
That's right. That opportunity. Okay?
The country would have lost its mind.
His problem,
Half the country would have
was,
lost its mind if you did that.
Obama's problem was trying to be nice. Yeah, so what they lost him, man. What are they gonna do? He got 4 years. He got 4 years. They would have lived with it. Okay.
Right.
Shoot.
That's what Reggie. I'm telling you, we need to run, bruh. We need to run. Everybody in dashikis.
I thought about it.
Look.
I thought about it. Cause y'all gotta do is go to the federal.
Wakanda forever.
I might just do it.
Okay.
Better make sure
right.
you don't. Better make sure you don't have any skeletons in your closet.
I got skeletons. I got
skeletons, and I live with my skeletons, and I just want everybody to know mine, so I don't care.
I was in high school. I drunk beer, and I love drinking beer. Okay.
I even smoked a joint.
We drunk.
Now what?
Scandalous.
We drunk richest wine. Okay. And I'm sure I know you heard of richest wine. Okay. We drunk the cheap stuff. Boone's Farm wine.
Thunderbird.
Yes.
Spanking on the bottle.
Cisco. Remember that?
Yes. Yes. And when Snoop came out with gin and juice, I was right there with him.
Yuck.
We got so wasted. We couldn't do that with no girl or woman. We couldn't do nothing. Okay. We just had a good time. Okay. And look, we all did it. Okay. We all, but we knew what we could do and what we couldn't do. Okay.
Exactly.
So we weren't trying to go to jail. Okay.
Exactly.
And that was the end zone. It was boys just having a good time in high school, underage drinking, okay? And we didn't have cars. We could get somebody to go in the 7-Eleven, get us a bottle of wine, and we got to walk up and down the street, or either be on our bicycles drinking wine, okay?
I just want to say one thing, to take it back for a second. Mm-hmm. When they ask you if you could go back in the past and kill Hitler and prevent all of that from happening, this just makes a very strong case, and I know it's hard for women who've been subject to abuse or sexual harassment or rape, but this also makes a strong case for saying something when it happens. If she had reported this 36 years ago, he wouldn't have gotten this far.
He would have never gotten this far.
I'm not faulting her for it, because I understand it.
No, because her being able to cope with things, when something tragic, something devastating happens, the coping mechanisms, whether you can or you cannot, it's just, it's there and you're not sure what you want to do with it. So,
I get it completely. I do. I do.
I do too. I do too.
It's just,
but it does make a strong case for people reporting it when it does happen.
And if there are more support systems out there for women, it'd be easier to report. But as long as the country is going in the direction it's going in, it's only going to get harder.
Yeah, right. And this is my one prayer, that she will come back to Maryland, because Maryland doesn't have a statute of limitations on felony sexual assault. I pray that she would just come back to Maryland and file charges against him before the weekend, just to keep him from being nominated. If she would have come back, or if she had filed charges while she was here before she went back to California, it would be he wouldn't get going, okay?
Well, to prevent him and to get her justice.
Yeah, but the thing is, them numbskulls, regardless of everything he's done that goes against the grain and that's not legal, they're going to put him on that Supreme Court. And that's what really bothers me. For me, is an 80% chance that he's going to get voted upon, going to get, in the affirmative, okay?
My stomach turns when you say that.
I'm facing reality. You got a bunch of a-holes up there that don't care one way or the other. They have control, and that's the whole thing. They have control.
That's just so disgusting.
Well, one can hope that the other judges in the court have enough integrity to block him from having a significant impact, because obviously he can't pass things alone. He's not even a trial lawyer. He's never practiced.
He's never done a case in front of judges. Okay.
I didn't know that.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Bush nominated him to the federal court, and he's never practiced a case before.
I didn't know that.
That explains a lot. Yeah. So even if he does get nominated, Patui, we have to rely on the other justices to keep him in check.
Yeah.
And not pass away until we get a reasonable president in office, so that we can get some more level.
Y'all need to pray hard that Ruth can hang on.
Send her a gift basket of some vitamins and some some breadfruit, some healthy shit.
Yeah. So I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Well, we'll see what happens. We will see
Yeah.
what happens.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. Well, it is that time. I just want to say thank you to everyone who had listened in to Real World News TV with that handsome guy right there, Mr. Reggie Kearney. I call him my baby daddy. And also the beautiful, the vivacious Miss Chara and Tappin. Make sure that you come on back here next week on Tuesday. The show always starts at 5:30 p.m. Pacific, 7:30 p.m. Central, and 8:30 on the East Coast. Make sure to follow them on Facebook under Real World News TV. Also, make sure to head on over to our website at hottopicstalkradio.com. Check out all of the past shows in the archives. So, with that being said, and thanking all of our sponsors. With that being said, we are out of here. Wakanda forever. I need one of those T-shirts from Duran. That's what I need.
Get us some T-shirts so we can wear them. I get everybody.
You can sell them to raise money for your campaign.
Hey, Black AF, okay? Black.
That's me. Hey, that's why I don't straighten my hair. Black power. All right. All right, you guys, it's been a pleasure, and also, always good to be here with you. Thank you for your continued support. And remember, Hot Topics Talk Radio Network this month is celebrating 8 years on the air, 9 years as a radio network. So we really do appreciate your support. Thanks again. We will see you guys back here next week on Tuesday night. Make sure that you come on back to Hot Topics Talk Radio with me, Roland D, and Yvonne Baker tomorrow night, Wednesday, starting at 8 o'clock p.m. Pacific, 10 o'clock Central, and 11 o'clock on the East Coast. Real World News TV, we are out of here. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Real World News TV, you are clear. Good night, everybody.